Alright guys, here's my long-awaited tractor plow video on how I make my connection. You can see I just used 3-point hitch pins from Tractor Supply, 1 1/8 for the bottom part. It's the easiest way I can figure out. Fits right in, perfect, linchpin hole and all. The top I used C-channel. I cut one side off, used it as a reinforcement on the top, and welded it to the 2x5 rectangular tubing there. I got 2x3 tubing going across and 1x2 bracing there. You can see I just left the threads on the pins for now. I'm going to cut those off later. What I did was I cut the angle irons, welded those on with the holes lined up. Then I put the pins in and welded the pins from the back so it didn't interfere with sitting flat against the John Deere quick attach there. You can see I take the linch pins out and we'll take off the plow real quick and then we'll put it back on. Show you how that works. You can see it sticks a little bit further off the plow than the original setup, obviously, because now I have pivot and I have the spring loads again. So when I hit something, the plow will flip instead of jarring the tractor so hard and possibly breaking an arm or bending an arm. Future, I may put a piston on and put a third function on the bucket loader, on the loader frame. So you can see here how it sits on the ground, sturdy, not going to flip over at all or get knocked over. Now just forgive how clumsy I am getting this back on. Usually doesn't take me as many tries, but I'm trying to hold the camera and operate the loader and steering wheel and drive. So this is the this is the result of trying to do too many things with two hands. So it'll take me a second here, but once we get it back on, basically get it in just like any other implement that you would buy. Tilt it back, the pins go in, and then we'll get off and we'll put the linch pins back in, lock it back into place. I did take this out a couple days later. We had some slushy, heavy, crappy snow. And, it wouldn't have been real good with the straight blade only. But by being able to turn it, I was able to cut through some of that heavier snow and push it farther. So I went out. I didn't use my truck at all that night. I really wanted to put a test on this. And I do some pretty big parking lots. So not pretty good sized parking lots with cars in them. So, see, we'll put the linch pins back in here, just like the factory setup. No problem. Everything's welded with 70-18 stick, and there might be a couple deeper ones that are rooted with 60-11, but you can see it fits up just like it should. I have my pin in there. I can pull real quick for tilting the plow side to side. Turns no problem. So, like I said, next year I might see, or over the summer, I may see about putting on a piston and a third function on that, so I don't have to do it by hand. It is heavy. When I drove a pretty good distance with it, and it bounces a bit, when you hit a bump and stuff. So I may just consider throwing it on the truck when I'm going site to site and putting it back on when I get there. But I didn't really use too much gas. I drove around, I plowed, salted and everything, and didn't use too much gas. So what we'll see coming up now is I'll give you this is what it used to look like when I had it just mounted to the front end loader. You see, I don't have the ability to pitch it. And when you're back blading or plowing on an unlevel surface like this parking lot is, You may have spots where only one part of the plow hits and the other doesn't. The way it's set up now with the factory frame back on, you do get some side to side motion, so you can put it down and it'll hold the ground a little better. And again, when you hit something, it's gonna flip the blade instead of jarring the tractor. Because this is a big plow. 7.5 foot plow is a big plow for 2025. But we do these parking lots, and I can back blade. I can cut closer to the cars now and push snow away, where before I would just straight blade it. But what I'll try to do is if we get another storm this year, hopefully, I'll get some video of the new plow setup running. But until then, this is all I have is the video that I have. So, but you can see the way this is set up. I welded brackets right to the plow, and it went on and off easy enough. It wasn't an issue. But like I said, those couple little things of not being able to cut the snow away from the cars and not being able to pitch it, it's going to be much better now. When I did plow the other day, like I said, it was heavy, it was wet, it was snowing, sleeting, rain, freezing rain. And if I was trying to push it with the straight blade, I wouldn't have been able to push it so far. But by pitching the blade, I was able to really get where I needed to go. So just watch it. Hopefully we'll look for new updates, and we'll go from there.